Let's now bring in Mousab Al-Hamadee, another activist in Hama. Mousab, thank you very much for talking to us. Just tell us what you know happened exactly in those two villages in Hama.
What happened today in Hama is a typical kind of the massacres that the regime have been committing in Syria after it started to lose control over different parts of Syria. The massacre in al-Qubayr village in Hama today was persecuted the same way as Hula massacre. This village is close to Shabiha villages. We don't want to use sectarian terms and to say they are Alawites. They are pro-government militias. They are very heavy armed. Usually the Syrian army paved the way for them by shelling the area where they get into, and after shelling they just enter in a sudden way with huge numbers. What happened today in al-Qubayr is that those gangs came from neighboring villages and towns like Asila, Tel Sikkin, As-Safsafiya in big numbers. Only a very few number of people could flee the village. Most of the victims were burnt in their houses. Many of them were slaughtered by knives in a very ugly way, and we have uploaded the first video to the media. Till now we have about 90 people killed, and this number may escalate tomorrow.
Mousab, who was being targeted specifically in this village? Was it the rebels who were fighting the Syrian government, or was it civilians who were directly targeted?
If they were the rebels targeted, there will not be victims from women and children. Usually the regime always tries to find a kind of pretext to make these attacks valid. The regime just tries to create an atmosphere full of terror and intimidation, especially for these villages and towns neighboring Alawite villages, because now maybe the regime is fully understanding that it is going away no way. That's why they maybe are planning to some kind of sectarian entity, and that's why these attacks usually happen in villages and towns close to these areas, and that's what happened in Hula, in Sahl al-Ghab, in Latamina, and today in Qubayr. And we are afraid that this will goes on to other cities and villages, as long as the international community is so hesitant in dealing with this criminal regime.
Mousab, there are UN monitors present in Syria right now. Have you been able to get in touch with them to tell them what's happening and what's happened in al-Qubayr?
We have to call them UN monitored, not UN monitors. Unfortunately, they do nothing to protect us. They just come the next day after the massacre to film the corpses and to say, how do we bury our victims? We ask those monitors to keep their prestige and to get out of Syria soon, because now if Syrian people will accept them no more. I expect that this time if they go to any city or village, people will no more deal with them, will have nothing to do with them, because they just only watching us how to die and not stopping death not to come and harvest a very big number of victims every day.
What would you like to see? You say the UN monitors haven't really helped the situation on the ground. What would you like to see, Mousab, the international community do? Would you like some sort of intervention, military intervention in Syria now?
Of course, after these horrible massacres we are seeing, after seeing our children slaughtered, after seeing the tears of women, after seeing all this, we could accept the devil to intervene in Syria, to say the truth. We want international community to have very powerful decision from Security Council under Chart 7, which could provide kind of safe zone for Syria, maybe air cover by NATO or something. Anything anything that can stop killing in this very horrible way, while the world is still watching without doing nothing.
Okay, thank you very much for speaking to us, Mousab. That's Mousab Al-Hamadee, an activist joining us there via Skype from Hama in central Syria.